What is going on to all my heavy hitters? Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for stepping into the Squared Circle. You guys already know this is Squared Circle Comics. If you guys are new here, I go by the name of BX Box, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. And before we get into the video, guys, if you are new here, please, guys, do me a big favor. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and drop a comment in the comment section. I love talking with you guys. I love talking to everybody in the community, hearing your opinions, all the positive. If there's any negative, I'll take the negative. I'll take the good with the bad. It's all good, guys. No 1-2 on this side. It's all love. But, guys, let's get into the video. This is going to be Comic Talk, round number 3. We're going to be talking indies today. We're going to be talking about Image, Radiant Black, numbers 1 and 2, because these are the 2 recent ones that came out. And, basically, my opinions on the book, where I thought it was going from the art to the storyline. But I was really digging this story. I'm really digging it so far. I'm loving the characters because I feel like you could really relate a lot to it. But let's just get into it. So basically, we have issue 1 is Nathan Burnett. We found out he's a man who's like a Uber driver. And we quickly see his account. He has like $45, but he's in debt like $35K, $34K, or something like that. We basically see a man that he's like at the end of his rope right now. He's like on desperate times. We see he's basically being an Uber driver for people. But before we see he's an Uber driver, we see he's on the phone with the bank trying to take out a loan, and he's getting denied. And he's like starts to cry basically because it's like well, what am I gonna do? I'm dealt with these cards in life. How can I get by? How can I get past this rough patch that I'm going through? And I feel like a lot of people can relate. Not only that in this time frame with everything that's going on in the world, but just in general, we have a lot of people that they live paycheck to paycheck. They're living on a prayer, basically. They have a dream that they're trying to chase and they can't do it. And that's when we found out he's a publisher. He's trying to publish this book, get this book out. And quickly we see that, we see the passengers come in. He's an Uber driver. And next few panels, we see he has to move back home with his parents in Chicago. Basically like his last resort. He doesn't want to do this. You could tell he's very displeased with what he has to do, this decision in life. But his parents are like welcoming him in with open arms, like, listen, it's okay, you're here now, we got you, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. Upon him re-entering his home, we see his best friend Marshall come in and like, all right, man, you're here, you're back, don't worry about the problems we got in life. We're gonna go out, we're gonna go on the bar, we're gonna go drinking tonight, it's gonna be all good, just forget about your problems for one night. Talking to Marshall, we quickly see he didn't even go towards the publishing he was supposed to go do. He basically didn't chase his dream that he wanted to, which I feel like was a major regret on his part. And he's talking to Marshall like, man, I really blew it. I don't know what to do right now. I'm in this vice. Upon leaving this bar, they're walking throughout the town. He's like, what are you gonna do now? He's like, I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. We see like this black orb floating in the wind in the train tracks. And Nathan grabs it, and we see he turns into Radiant Black. He didn't get that official name, but we see he turned him to the superhero that he is right now. And he doesn't know, basically, he's new in the suit, so he doesn't know what he's doing, how to maneuver it or anything like that. 2 police officers come. They're like, listen, what are you doing here? Who are you? Take that off. And we see a train coming, and they're like, yo, guys, there's a train coming, there's a train coming. And he lifts up the cops, him, his friend. And I'm not saying he lifts up the train as well. There's a back and forth with the cops. He basically saved the cops' lives from that. And issue 1 ends with a bank robbery. And we see that there's another gentleman that looks just like Nathan with the superhero getup, but it's red and black. Pick up to issue number 2, which is right here. Issue number 2. This was issue number 1, guys. Issue number 2. And we basically see Nathan at home with his pops, and his dad's like, hey, we're surprised you're alive. He's coming in from the night before with that altercation. And his dad is like, listen, let's just sit down and talk. What are you going to do with life? Life is hit. You dealt with these cards right now. What are you going to do? What's your next move for income? How are you going to deal with everything? Basically being like a father figure to him, talking to him like a father should. And he's like, Dad, you're a little late with this conversation, Like, you should have been there before. He's like, listen, well, I'm here now. You need to have income. You need to, what about this driving gig that you was doing? He's like, Dad, that was giving me pennies. He's like, well, pennies are better than nothing that you got. You got to make a move. Like, you got to get a hustle on our life right now. Anything is better than nothing. And he quickly tells him, listen, I got something that just happened last night, talking about the superhero gig, but not telling him it's a superhero gig. He's like, yeah, but is it paying you? He's like, nah, not really. He's like, well, if it's not paying you, why are you even pursuing it? But he can't tell his dad, I'm basically got superpowers, you know, I'm a superhero. So he has like, listen, you don't understand. I feel like this is his calling. I feel like this is my calling. So they quickly end the conversation. They go their own way. And we see the cops go meet up with Marshall. Like, listen, we need to talk to you about something that happened last night. We remember you from last night. We need to talk. They go to Nathan's house. They tell Nathan, listen, what happened last night, basically. He's like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand how it happened. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it. Like, I'm trying to figure out the maneuvers of everything. It wasn't me. Like, it was something there. I grabbed it. He's like, listen, are you with the other guy? He's like, what other guy? He's like, are you pulling these bank robberies with the guy? He's just like you, but in red. He's like, I don't even know who that is, guys. I just figured this out last night. It all just happened last night. I have no idea what's going on. I'm still literally trying to wrap my head around it. We quickly see his mother come. Like, what's going on with the police? And they're like, no, your son is a hero. He saved our lives last night. We just want to thank him and get a statement. Not to rattle the mom, which is cool. So the mom goes in. So Nathan's like, there's another guy out there like me. So basically, I got to find out who he is. What is he going to do? He starts driving through the Uber app again. Something like, it's called Driver. It's not really Uber or Lyft. It's called Driver. So he starts doing the Driver app again, picking up random people, getting their opinions of what they saw from this bank robber. So he finds a lead. Some guy's like, yeah, I saw him in the junkyard. And Nathan's like, well, where's this junkyard? He picks up about 20 or 30 passengers. You see, it's crazy. He's just really driving all day, picking up leads like if he was a cop. As a matter of fact, let's fast forward. Let's rewind real quick. The cops told him, listen, you could be helping, doing good in your community, which was, I thought, was a good little segue, because now Nathan's trying to find a way in life, something to live for. Be it, again, that he's on the end of his ropes. He doesn't know what to do now in life. So in a reverse manifest destiny kind of way, this suit is giving him a meaning to do life. Not like we got all these other origin stories. Like, you have Peter Parker, you know, he became Spider-Man because of Uncle Ben. You have Batman, the death of his parents. You have everybody who did it for a reason. You have my boy Captain America back here. He did it, you know, to enlist in the army. He wanted to do good. He had a pure heart. You have all these other reasons why people become superheroes. And I thought it was a good little different approach to see a man become a superhero, because he had no other way in life. He had no other thing to live for. He didn't know who he is, but he found his identity through here, which I thought was pretty cool. So he basically tell him, listen, think about your community. Think about the people you could be helping in your community. So we see, basically, fast forwarding, guys, we see that Nathan pulls up to his junkyard, and we see the other person who looks like him in red. He's like, hey, I don't want any trouble. I just want to figure out what's going on with this suit. If I found you here, how long you think it is till the police actually find you? He takes this as a threat, a man, woman, whoever this is, and they quickly start fighting. And without realizing that, Nathan has already realized he can lift up cars and throw them, hit this guy with everything but the kitchen sink. And the guy basically punches him, knocks him out cold. When he wakes up, he sees that this person stole his car and is driving away. He's like, hey, listen, I need my car. I need you to get out the car. Guy's like, no problem. Gets out the car, lets it fly off a bridge. And he's like, no. He's trying to get his car with one hand, and he stops the guy with the other hand, like a telekinetic, magnetic type of way. So the guy has two like duffel bags full of money. He pulls the money off of him, rips it crazy hard. The guy gets off, and he's able to get his car out of the bridge before it hits the water. Saves both things. He looks in the bag, and you can see the temptation is on his face. Like, I could really use this money right now. It's about like $300,000 worth of money. It's like, I could really use this right now. Puts a frown on his face. He's like, listen, I'll take this money back. We see that they're at the scene of the bank robbery. And the guy's like, oh, how much money's been taken? They're like roughly $200,000 or $300,000. And you see the money slowly levitating down with a note. Think you lost this. Think this belongs to you, with this little symbol. It's a circle with a stripe across it, like radiant black. This symbol right here, which I thought was pretty cool. So we see the next day, he's talking with his dad. They're having breakfast again. He's like, listen, Dad, you know what? You were kind of right, what you say yesterday, in a way. But at the end of the day, writing is what makes me who I am. And writing keeps me sane. And for everything that's going on in life, it is me. And I need to do writing to keep me grounded, because that's how I identify myself with with everything that's going on, that's me, and I need you to understand that. He said on the plus side, I made about $200 last night. Got a little bit of dog piss in my car, but it's all good. And as far as I go, well, that's why it's called hard work. And we see he gets an email. And from what I understood, that email is he either got paid for taking that money back from the PD, or it's another email for somebody else. Because his dad's like, what's that email about? He's like, no, it's from Driver. Somebody needs me to pick them up. I honestly think in that email, the cops realized it was him who gave the money back, and they're probably paying him or something like that as like a thank you for doing the job all done. Or it's probably somebody else knowing who he is, maybe reaching out for him. I don't know. Either way, I dug every minute reading this book. The art is pretty good as well. It was like kind of anime-ish, cartoonish, but it was good for me. I was really digging it. I can't wait for book number 3 to come out. So I'll probably do another review on that as the reviews, as the books get more, like maybe books 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll do a talk about that. But yeah, guys, lately indies have been crushing it, and I've been digging all the storylines. But let me know what you guys are thinking, what you guys are not liking from the story. If you hate it, if you like it, what do you think about indies? Are they doing any good? And again, guys, hit the subscription button, like button, notification bell. And I can't thank you guys enough for joining me. It means the world to me that you guys are here every time. I appreciate every subscription, every like. Love talking with you guys. I can't express that enough. And it means the world to me. But guys, until next time.